What's good, everyone? Welcome to a new video on the channel. We're back again with some more wheel spin builds. Let's have a look and see what we get in today's video. Kind of interesting because the last one was actually kind of fun. I got something that's just not built for drifting at all. It's actually a drag build car that I turned into a drift build. It's just weird. If you haven't seen the previous video, go and watch it. Not the actual previous video, but the previous wheel spin video. It was just funny. To do it. So hopefully we get something interesting as well this time around, and we can build something out of it. Also, some people have told me that when I get like a really low amount of money out of the wheel spins, like just the regular wheel spins, I should try to spin again, and then I can get like a little bit more money. Because I mean, the car that I ended up getting, I think I only spent like $4 grand in building it, so I guess it kind of makes sense. If I only have $4 grand to spend, it's not really that much different to stock. But I guess it is a bit of a challenge, you know, if I just use normal wheel spins. So let's do that, right? If I get a really low amount of money, right? But then it's just not random anymore. That's the only issue, right? I like this being completely random. Whereas sometimes I would get a lot of money to spend on a car, and then sometimes I don't get as much money to build a car. So anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And I think I'm going to try build whatever I'm getting this time around for racing instead of drifting. I do like drift builds, obviously. I've done this in the past many times. But I do also want to build something for racing. I think it'll be kind of fun to try and build something like that. So, we'll see. Okay. The Alpine would take this. Very interesting car. Okay, I like that. Alright, let's spin again. I'll add it to my garage so we have a nice, fresh stock one to mess around with. And now, whatever money I get, 15 grand. See, I think 15 grand is enough. I think 15 grand is enough for a build. So 15 grand in an Alpine. Okay. So obviously, like I said, the Alpine in the game, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. It should seem kind of fun. It doesn't make a lot of power, but it's super light. It should be interesting to drive. And I think with 15 grand, we can probably get this thing to handle quite well as well. Especially being so small and lightweight. Okay. Turn off the radio. Oh my god. Oh my god. Give me a sec. If you haven't seen one of the previous videos, oh god. If you haven't seen one of the previous videos where I ended up messing around with stuff here, turn that off. Okay, cool. With all the assists pretty much on, I ended up playing the game and trying to win the eliminator with it. And it was... a challenge is not like what it should be described as. Please go watch that video. It's honestly one of the funnest stuff. Like, one of the funnest videos I've done. It's so stupid. Okay. So yeah, it's alright to drive. I mean, it's really slow. It looks cool though. I've seen one of these on the road recently. But it was like the only one that I've ever seen. It's very interesting looking car. It looks really sporty. But obviously it's like really tiny. It's like a little MX-5. It's in like sort of that category. It drives really well though. Like even high-speed corners, it just takes. I can go flat out, obviously, in all of them. I mean, it's not a particularly fast car, like I said, but I can go flat out into all these corners. You can see it's slowing down as well as soon as I'm going slightly uphill. The really tight corners are very easy to take with this thing. Pretty much what I've done at the very beginning of this. Yeah, it's super agile. It's nice to drive. Brakes are good as well. Just slightly lifting off the gas when you go into a corner, it darts the front end in even more. It's a really good car. I feel like this could be kind of nice to bring into some sort of racing. You know, in Rivals or something like that. I crashed. Alright, so we have 15 grand to spend on this thing. Let's bring it over to the festival and start doing stuff to it. See what I can change on it. See what I can do to get it to sort of handle a little bit better without bringing the class up too much. Maybe at the top of A class, we could probably bring this thing at. And it should be nice. Tires I think are super expensive, so I don't know if I'm going to be buying these. I could probably do sports tires, which are 5 grand. And then we have 10 grand to spend on other stuff. Because I think if I just do this, it's immediately 10 grand gone. And I feel like because this thing doesn't have that much power, Sports tires, I feel like it's just going to be enough with sports tires on. So if I'm also going to build this thing for racing, I will probably need to add a little bit of aero. Aero really helps this thing a lot when it comes to any sort of racing. I mean, it brings my... That's 5 grand though. That is a lot. My handling only goes up by 1 as well. I don't think that's... Or, sorry, 0.1. Not even just 1. But 0.1. Maybe that's not even what I should be doing with this thing. Braking is a lot better. Launching is a lot better with this thing. I mean, I don't really care about doing quite a lot of launching with this thing. But getting this thing to be lighter seems kind of decent. We can give it some race suspension. It's only 2 grand. I think we could be well on our way with some race suspension. We can adjust that as well. Our brakes are kind of alright. We could probably upgrade them slightly though still. We still have loads of money left over as well for some stuff. Anti-roll bars. I'm going to leave anti-roll bars the same. Maybe the diff I'm going to probably change just so I can actually adjust it. Right? We're at 13,000 now. Clutch is fine. Transmission I think is fine. It should change gears quite quickly. Everything else is pretty much fine with this thing. Again, like, I don't really need a lot more power with this car because I'm going to bring it into Rivals, and the Rivals is just me trying to set a good time with this thing. And it's going to be a rolling start, so I don't really need this thing to be particularly fast at launching or anything like that. Or power. I'm going to just try to stay as high in like speed, pretty much. I'm going to try to stay high in speed. What am I saying? I'm going to try to stay fast throughout all the corners, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm also trying to have a look here and see if we can just give this thing a little bit more power without sort of going over budget. 1,800, it's still over. 1,200 will probably do it then. Right, it goes up to 14,800. Yeah, let's do that. And that, I think, is pretty much it with the build in this thing. I mean, it's 758 in A-Class, so it's not particularly, like... It's not gonna, like, blow your pants off, you know what I mean? Right, let's try this thing out. Tiny bit of wheel spin, but that's okay. Okay, turning in is still sharp. It's a little sharper, actually. Power seems fairly similar. Acceleration feels also very similar. So not much changed over there. Okay, it definitely turns in a lot sharper than before. The tune I've just very slightly adjusted. I haven't really changed much on the tune. I'll put the shortcode up on the screen if you guys want to download this tune and try it out yourselves. I mean, there's not really much here that you can change anyway, or use on this Alpine. I think it'd be good for races, but I think... Okay, that's actually kind of decent. I did go off, but I sort of just wanted to go really fast in that corner just to see where my limit is with this car. Yeah, brakes are good. Grip out of corners is very nice. It doesn't slide or anything like that. Yeah, it kind of struggles a little bit in like uphill sections and stuff like that because obviously it's very underpowered. Right then, let's bring it into Rivals and let's see. We'll do a bit of road racing. That's a really interesting track because we always race on that just to sort of set a baseline, which some of the cars that I've done in the past. I guess I could try to do it again. A-Class, I mean, what do I have here? What's my fastest car? Is this the Audi T... Oh no, it's the MG SVR. Yeah, that thing was nice to drive. That was really, really nice to drive. It handled really, really well. Okay, so about 47.946 to beat. I'm not going to be anywhere near that because that thing is literally at the top of A-Class. And this isn't. Well, let's just see how close we can get to 40... Let's say 48 seconds. How close is this to 48 seconds? Just it being the way it is now. Again, I think power is the only thing that's going to like bring me... Like drag me back with this car. Because I think I can probably set this thing up to have quite a significant amount of I guess acceleration improvements if I just build this thing all the way up into the top of A-Class. Okay, let's try this out and see. I Probably should have downshifted there. Well, that's actually quite nice around corners. Not gonna lie. I can keep it flat out and it just goes through the corners without any issues. Well, those corners anyway. Here, and definitely know I need to brake. Didn't even need to brake that hard, actually. So if I get anywhere close to 48 seconds with this car, with a rolling start, I think that could be kind of nice. But I mean, again, we're very far off right now. Alright, let's see. So whatever car is on the track there, I think it's the bone shakers on the track there. That was bad. That was kind of bad. A little bit of understeer there. We'll go back so I can count like a full proper lap from the start to begin, from the start to finish. So it doesn't really affect us at all. So it's slightly slower through this corner. Okay, you can see that guy gaining on me on the little mini map. I have ghosts turned off, so you don't see. Oh, he's hit the little flag there. Yeah, he's definitely gonna get away from me through some of these corners because he is faster, but he's not that much faster. See, that ghost is actually slightly faster than the time that I put down with the MG, right? So the 40 whatever it was, 47.9. But the Bone Shaker is like meta. It's just such a good car. Alright, so that's not bad. 51.5 with a questionable lap. Actually isn't too bad. Let's finish the third there just to see if third would be better. I think it was. But now I just feel like I'm a bit too slow. Yeah, it's just the acceleration that's killing this guy right now when it comes to this. But again, it's only like halfway through A-Class. It's not even like at the top of A-Class. It drives quite well. I really, really like this thing. It's like a mini Ferrari. It feels like a mini Ferrari with its mid-engine layout. Like, it just is nice. The grip is good through the corners and everything. 51.5 again. Yeah, it's a good car. Obviously not a lot of money to spend on building this thing. See there, I took that corner much better than before. I didn't really brake as much. There you go. It even shows it. It's a faster time. Alright, we'll leave it there. Again, interesting build. Not like if I had just a little bit more. If I had 20 grand, I think I'd probably be able to get this thing much closer to the top of A-Class. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Not a bad car. Really not a bad car. I don't think we'd be able to do much with drifting this thing, by the way, if I was to build it for drifting. So, I guess building it for racing wasn't actually too bad. That is the issue though with it. Like, it's just lacks power. That's literally it. It just lacks power. Fully built and stock, it just feels a little slow. I don't know. I don't really want to max this thing out either. What's the correct stuff? The way I built this guy is just to be as good at handling as possible without trying to slide it, pretty much. So yeah, like I said, not bad, just underpowered. Next. Alright, let's move on to a super wheel spin and see what we get from this. If you get multiple cars, the car that's the furthest to the left will be the one that I'll end up using. Okay. And obviously everything else in the spin will be our budget. Usually with the super wheel spins, we have like a good budget for stuff. Because we get lots of nice prizes, but we'll see. Sometimes I can... Yeah, no. Brown socks, my favorite. Come on, give me a car game. BMW 1M. Have I messed around with a 1M before? I'll add it to my garage, just in case. And this is 12,500. and 5,000. 12,500, 5,000, 17,500. So 17,500, and it's the BMW 1M that we got. The BMW 1M. Have I messed around with this car? I think I have. Yeah, there's one here. I have already done, I think, a build or something with this car before. So I think I might leave this one out. Okay, let's go again. We'll try something else. We'll try to get something else. Okay. 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 Very interesting. 10 grand. And we're going to be driving the Nissan GTR. A Skyline GTR, to be more precise. 1973. Add that to my garage. Sell this for 47,000, 57,000 to spend on the Skyline. Okay, it's kind of interesting that we got another old Skyline though, because we got this in the last video, this one right here, and we messed around with this car, and now we pretty much got the version before it, the other Skyline. Interesting, very interesting. What's the difference in power and stuff on this car? Still a 2-liter. Much less horsepower, much less torque. It weighs less as well. It weighs like 200 kilos. Well, actually, literally exactly 200 kilos less. Okay. That's kind of cool. We have, what, 57 grand to spend on modifying this thing. It should be fun. It sounds great. It sounds like an old Skyline. Oh, it leans a lot as well. Oh my god, it does lean a lot. Oh. It sounds nice from the inside. Oh god. It's so slow. It's so slow. Right, let's do stuff to it. We have a lot of money to spend on this car. A lot of money. Alright, if I was to build this thing, I'm going to build it again for racing. And I think it might make it back up to A-class. Don't want to change the engine though, that is the question. Let's start with the basics, right? Let's start with the basics. It's front engine, it's rear wheel drive. I think I'm going to give it some slick tires. I think this thing deserves it. I think it'll make it so much faster as well. It's got 175 tires in the front. Well, let's change that. Put those big boy tires in the back for the front and the rear. That brings it now into... wait, is that its current class? Is it C-Class 18? Is its current class? No, it's in B-Class. B-Class 606 is its current class. Okay, nice. We've spent about 13 grand. Again, aero on the front and rear is going to make this thing massively faster around corners and everything. So I'm going to do that. Weight reduction, brakes. We definitely need brakes on this car. I feel like the brakes are just made out of jelly out of it. Race suspension, that's fine. Again, we have lots of money to spend on this car, so I'm not really worried about that. I think we might actually even get this thing to A-Class. Okay, as for the transmission, I think it's only got like a 4-speed, right? Is this stock 4-speed? Oh no, it's a 5-speed transmission that's in this thing. Interesting. That's not too bad. I'm gonna put a sports transmission on it. I don't really think we need to change the transmission to a racing one. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. I definitely want the race clutch though. I think that's gonna help a lot. It's just gonna help with weight though. That's pretty much it. And it's just slightly. So I'm not gonna spend too much money on that. I think like it's a waste. Yeah, do I want to engine swap this thing? Nah, engine swapping just takes too much money, right? Alright. Let's give it some better cams. I guess the top of B-Class is where I'm going to end with this car. By the looks of things. I don't think I'll be able to add another however much now to build this thing fully. Alright, let's just build this thing fully and then I'll take stuff off, right? Wait, what should I change on this guy? Pistons maybe? Again, 57 grand. Interesting. This is kind of close to the Alpine. This is very close to the Alpine. 57,000, exactly, spot on 57,000. And it's a 769, 311 horsepower, 934 kilos. I can't remember the exact stats of the Alpine as well. But A-Class 6 or 769, this is really, really close. So 51.5 seconds is what I got with the Alpine around that circuit. Let's try and put these two together. Let's try and verse these two cars. I am really, really tempted to see what this thing drives like. What the hell just... Oh, it's screaming. I've put all the aero to cornering. I've adjusted my tune. Very similar tune to what I had on the Alpine. Just some basic stuff, you know. The diff, the suspension, all that sort of stuff. Trying to get this thing, obviously not to go sideways too much and then just grip up around corners. It's really good. This already feels so much faster than the Alpine. Pulls into corners really nicely. Yeah, this feels faster than the Alpine. Oh man. The sound of this is crazy. So loud. Alright, I'm bringing it over. I think this is gonna absolutely smoke the Alpine. I don't think this is gonna be close. Sure, we'll see. We will see. A-Class again. So 51.5 seconds to beat. I think this is gonna get 48.5. I think this is gonna get like 48.5 to 49 seconds. I honestly do think that this is faster. I wish that you could save your own, like, ghost. If that makes sense. So I wish you could challenge your own ghost. Okay. First lap is just gonna be, obviously, a standing start. So we get a nice feel with this car around this track. The thing that sucks about this car is the gears. I feel like it just changes gears really slowly. I think we can probably change it. If I play with manual clutch, I think it'll be... Oh my god, I don't have to brake as early. That's crazy. Oh my god. Pulls into corners really, really nicely. Man, I really know how to build cars, don't I? I was terrible back in the day. I remember I was so bad at building cars back in the day. I didn't know what to do with my tunes, or what to do with everything. I'm actually not too bad right now. I'm kind of happy with that. I keep braking too early and too hard. I just feel like this thing's brakes are still terrible, but they're not. They're so good. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm gonna brake now. Oh, a little sideways there. That was my fault. My bad. Oh no, it's falling behind. It has fallen behind slightly compared to that ghost that I'm racing. Brake too hard. I brake too hard there. This is going to be very close. To 51.5. Oh, it's slower. It's even slower. 52. I'm braking too much into these corners. 51.7. This feels so much faster than the Alpine. I don't know why. Maybe because it's like screaming. Maybe because it's louder, I think it's faster. I don't know. Well, I don't know why it feels faster. Maybe it's just my terrible driving. I think it just literally was my terrible driving, but this feels faster. Yeah, that lap was clean. That was probably the best lap I've done. There you go, 50 seconds. 50.8. That was a very clean lap. I knew it was faster. Yeah, I knew it was faster. It just feels faster around corners. It feels faster to drive in general. I went too tight. That's my fault again. Ruined the slap, but I knew it was faster. Like, I could tell when I was driving it. I felt faster to drive than the Alpine. I like the Alpines, like, I don't know. I like the layout. I like the mid-engine rear-wheel drive layout. I feel it's so nice to drive in that layout. But, yeah, obviously, this just has better grip. Better grip, I think it has more power. I can go around corners faster. I can go in a straight line faster. It's just overall a better car. This car to drive. I mean, if you think about it, it's slightly higher in class, right? I know it's only slightly higher in class, but it is slightly higher in class. So, I mean, technically, it should be faster. So the rating system, you know, kind of comes into play here. This is a quick lap as well. I don't think it's faster than that 50.8 though. Oh, it could be. Yeah, 50.6. I think with a nice clean lap, I think I can probably do a 50, like, probably dead. Yeah, okay. Not by sliding around corners. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. That was good. That was good, testing these two cars out against each other. Again, they're very close to class, but I mean, I don't think they're like they're a second apart. You know, like literally almost 1 full second apart, depending on how good my laps are. But I do like the Skyline. The Skyline drove really, really well. I really enjoyed this little car. The Alpine, I just felt like it was underpowered. Yeah. I think the race tires and the wing just make a huge, huge difference in this game. Like the fully racing slick tires and the wing make a massive, massive difference in this game. I mean, you can have the best handling car in the game possible, but if someone comes along and has some slightly better tires than you, you're done for. Or the Forza aero in this game is just ridiculous as well. I mean, as soon as you set that thing to max cornering, it's like you're just planted on the road. Like it's like you're on rails. It's just so much better. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you everybody for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, then of course like this video, show your support, comment down below, do whatever it is you guys want to do. But yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.